Hello guys, what is going on? Today we're going to try to do a new form of video. We're gonna do a new format. So today we are gonna do a quick video, almost a form of crash course about 1.5 external environment. It's a quick and easy guide with every crucial information you guys need to know about this topic. And these videos, they will be less in depth, they will be quicker, and they will have a more overall uh, knowledge about the topic. So if you guys like this, please leave a comment, subscribe. And if you prefer the old format where I go in depth about every single little subtopic about the topic, please also tell me below. And yeah, 1.5 external environment, quick and easy. Okay, so steeple analysis. This is one of the main areas that this topic grasps, which is steeple, which is a business tool which is used by millions and thousands of business globally. So you have a in the business course you have quite a lot of tools to memorize and to use, and one of the most important is steeple analysis. So steeple and SWOT, but today we're going to talk about steeple analysis. So it's a business tool for understanding a business external environment. So external, once again, going back to the previous video, external is everything outside. So the environment outside the business. Steeple analysis, it looks at the market's potential and situation, and STEEPLE stands for social, technological, economical, environmental, political, legal, and ethical analysis. So STEEPLE generally it is used to once again evaluate the external uh, environment of a business. So you can use steeple analysis to see if you can migrate your business into another country, to see if it's a good idea based on the social, technological, economic. So you analyze all these different areas, and you based on that you can take a decision. And the external environment factors, they are analyzing the decision making and the strategy development of the business, because they can heavily influence the business and how successful it is. So a different culture and different countries with different economic situations, they can adapt, and they can essentially take in businesses and make business can be very successful in one country while it is not as successful in another, because of economic factors. So sometimes a country is too poor to afford their product or service, while another country, the mean income, they're really, it is really good, so they can afford your products and services. So these factors, they really determine uh, how successful your business will be in the external environment analyzed. So social, so the attitude of society towards a wide range of issues. So let's say your company, you have a factory which is not very sustainable. So maybe on countries such as the United States or the UK, you might not be perceived with as much value as in some third world countries, which they really need this labor, and the jobs you are generating it weighs more than the environmental impact you are taking in the country. So yeah, the social aspect, it really affects the public perception of your business. The population demographics, so if the population is younger, if they're older, if there are more women, more men, so that really the population demographic really affects your business, not only customer wise, but it also affects the employees you're gonna have. So if you have younger employees, they're gonna be able to work more. The population is older, then they might not be as motivated to work because they know that they won't be there for a long time. And yeah, the roles and attitudes of people also, they are very different in different countries. And again, cultural and religious beliefs, as well as security and education. Technological. So the use of tools and machines. So in different countries, in first world countries, the tools and machines they're really they're great and they're not as expensive as in other countries. Information technology. So you have all the information and the innovation in technology. So if you, for example, you're in the Silicon Valley, or yeah, you're in the Silicon Valley, you're gonna have a lot more access to innovation and innovative technology than in a third world country in Africa. So it really facilitates the process of your business. Economics. So the state of the economy is extremely important because it will determine if how people will buy your product, how your product will be perceived, if it is really worth it to migrate your business or to open your business there. The interest and tax rates, they're very important because they are different in different countries. The exchange rates and foreign relations. So your you're not going to charge the same, or generally you're not going to charge the same for your product in the USA and in a country such as Venezuela or Argentina, because the reality of the people living in these countries are extremely different. So yeah, you also have to take into account the inflation rates and the unemployment rates when settling your company in another country or opening in the country you live in. Environmental. So once again, if your country or the area has an abundance of natural resources or raw materials, you could think about that as a strategy. The threats from nature or natural disasters, and the waste and the disposal or recycling potential of the area and location you were at. So the political is the most straightforward, as I believe it is one of the most important to be analyzed, because if you migrate your company into a different country, for example, you will have to follow that company's laws, so the employment laws, the customer laws, the business laws, and their policies, both fiscal and monetary. So you really that is a really important area which really has to be analyzed and studied in order to see if the business will benefit from moving or migrating into that area. And the changes brought about by the new government and possible effects of political unrest, okay? And the legal one, which is the employment or contract laws, the trade unions, the environmental protection regulations. So yeah, as expected, countries have different employment or contract laws, and you really have to take that into account because in some countries it is extremely difficult to fire people because there are so many contractual obligations and laws that sometimes it is even easier to just let the employee just stay there, because you're gonna have to get into so many bureaucracies that it is better to let the employee ask to leave rather than firing them. So that is very important to consider when migrating your business. And the ethical, so the client confidentiality, if your business is unethical in any form or way, if your business is illegal in the country. So for example, in Amsterdam, having selling weed is normal, but I don't know, in Brazil it is not normal. So you also have to think about the ethical constraints of your business in other countries, and you also have to fair compensate your employees, and also like if you have fair competition in the country you're migrating. And yeah. Okay, so how changes in steeple factors affect a business objectives and strategy? Okay, so changing trends, social norms, public opinion, views on ethics, they can affect the company's products, business activities, and the way that they market their products. So that is very straightforward, I think. The change to legal or political factors, they may force the business to change the way it operates or to comply with new laws or regulations. So, an example that just came into mind. So, some businesses they even like they stop operating in countries like as a whole if some specific laws or political factors, they change because they don't see the benefit of being in that country or region any longer. So they stop operating in the country and they migrate or they change their activities. So the changes to technological factors, they could result to the companies adopting newer technology or machinery to increase their efficiency or to keep up with the industry standards. Changes to environmental factors, they could force the company also to adapt to scarce raw materials, frequent natural disasters, and etc. And also in social like pressure groups cases, you can also argue that if the country which the company is migrating into has a very strong opinion regarding sustainability and your company is not sustainable, you're gonna probably have to make that change in order to adapt to the social and cultural difference of the country the company is migrating into. So that is a very important factor that needs to be taken into consideration as well. So the changes to economic factors as well as economic growth, interest rates, and etc., they could affect the costs of the operation of the business and the spending attitude of consumers. So once again, that is really important because if customers they cannot afford your product, it makes no sense opening your business into another country, because if you're making a loss or if they cannot afford it, you're just gonna lose. You're just gonna lose in that situation, or you're gonna have to lower your costs or to attract more customers. So the economic factors and the growth, it really needs to be taken into account, because if your company has an inflation of like 1000% and your product is not necessarily crucial or a crucial product for the survival and for the day-to-day actions, you're probably not gonna be seen. Like your company won't grow if you're selling, I don't know, potato chips and they're like, I don't know, they're really expensive and the inflation is at 1000%. So it won't sell because people in these countries with the inflation as high, they just want to survive. So they're like water, the cheapest things. So your potato chips, they will be disregarded because like water and cheaper food sources will be more in demand in comparison to your product. And yeah, guys, this is today's lesson. I hope you have learned something. Please smash the like button. If you guys have any questions, if you guys like this newer, shorter video format, please tell me below. If you guys would like us to continue with the series, and if you guys have any questions, leave them below in the comments. And yeah, guys, have a good one. See you next time.